Hi, this is Lucy, and today I'm going to show you how to build this modern house. I'm going to build it in a way so that you do not need catwalks or a flamer trap to build it. If this is something that you are interested in, please stay tuned. So the first time I built this house was about 6 months ago. I'd seen something similar-ish on Pinterest and I liked the idea of it. I just couldn't get it to work with any of the build sets that I had. I pondered double walling it, and I did do a double wall. It was very complicated to double wall, and then of course we got this build set. Now, at the time of recording, I built this 6 weeks ago, so I've built it a number of times, so I'm hoping that nothing goes horribly wrong. The build order is important. So I really like the windows in this set, and I like the fact that you have this kind of coordinating blue and white. However, there is a however, it's inconsistent with, or it doesn't give you enough options. The top wall arches only come in white, the half walls come in blue or white. This piece here is a full slant, it only comes in blue. I did actually want to do the entire top white. I was going to put 2 half walls in here, but then I got stymied by this. The other thing is obviously this is actually a light well. I'll show you the inside in a minute. So if you want to build a box, yes, it's fine, but of course most of us, or a lot of us, do not just build boxes. So a very annoying manager of mine used to say there's no joined up thinking, and everyone used to roll their eyes, but it really applies to Bethesda and building sets and different things, because I think the problem is that the people who design these and test them do not build. Or maybe they just build boxes, I don't know. Anyway, I will get on with the tour. So, first up we have an integral workshop, which is here. It's 1 by 2. So it's actually quite small, but you can get most of your basic workbenches in here. Because it's a modern house, I went for minimal decoration, just to keep it looking clean. Or because I just wasn't having a good day, I don't know. I did find it quite a difficult space to decorate, actually. The kitchen is fine. I used this cement brick breeze block, I can't remember what that wallpaper is, just to sort of define that slightly. This is modern house home wallpaper. This white wallpaper was actually a giveaway from Amazon Prime, so if you don't have it, you may never be able to get it. Birthday cake. It was my birthday recently. I like to decorate with blue. I mean, it seemed like a house that really needed blue and white, but we are quite limited on blue and white furniture. Bathroom, fairly standard. Upstairs, I said this was a light well, and this is exactly what it is. It's an architectural feature to get natural light into buildings. I mean, obviously we don't really need it with all the windows in here, but I just like the effect. And it adds a bit more dimensionality to the house. We have a small sitting area, some stuff under here. Either lower the roof and put them on, they will be slightly elevated, or if you have a flamer trap or a friend in PvP, just destroy the roofs and then you can place them and repair the roofs. Now, these were a little experiment. I think it worked okay. This is a real world object on a chessboard. This lamp comes from Valley Galleria, or Galley Valeria as I sometimes call it. If you go in through the front door, turn right, go right to the end of that wing, there is a homeware store. If you go upstairs, there are a couple of these lying around. And the way it does have some light in it, I have realised that once you merge an item on a chessboard into another piece of furniture, you can just merge anything with it. You could merge this into it. I actually used the little lamppost that comes with the Holiday Village set, just so that they do have a bit of light. I mean, they're not very bright, but it makes it look like it's a functioning lamp. And I wanted a blue lamp that went with my colour scheme. So overall I'm quite happy with it. I have actually done a double-walled version. Once I finished the camp, I imported it into my custom world, which is where I rebuild everything. But the one that I left in Adventure, I did double wall, and I will quickly show you that. So this is what it looks like double walled. I've used the same white wallpaper, and it gives you a much cleaner build. However, if you're not an advanced builder, this build is quite difficult to double wall. I always double wall with the barn set and for the main walls and the half walls and the brick top wall arches. You need to use the brick top wall arches to double wall these. There are a couple of issues with double walling. The first one is these walls here. To get these double walled, you have to put a double half wall underneath, then destroy both of these walls, remove those, and you also need a double full wall here. Now if you see where the line is, it's where the staircase is, so you have to put the staircase in afterwards. And the problem is, if you'd need catwalks really to be able to do that, because you may have problems getting a blueprint, the offset stair blueprint to snap in, so it all gets a bit more complicated. But if you have catwalks, it's not huge issue. These slants, these full slants, to double wall those, basically destroy it, flatten the roof that you attached it to, put another roof on and attach the one facing this way to the roof here. So again, probably better off doing that before you put the upper floors in and staircase. So if you know what I'm talking about and you want to double wall it, have a go. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, probably best you don't. Anyway, I'll now show you how I built the original single wall version. Right, I did say I was not going to use catwalks or a flamer trap for this build, so we're going to start off by adding the floors, and we're going to line up with the mark on the road so that it's in line with the road, and we are going to go back one. These two and this are the kind of wraparound porch, like so. We can go a little bit lower, but bear in mind if you're building in this location that this slopes up here. The workshop is here. I will change the pattern on these so that you can see this is the porch. And the rest is the house. So the core structure is 4 by 3, I guess. It's a bit complicated because of all the sticky out bits. And we have one on the back here, which is the bathroom. So that is your foundation plan. Now, how do we get the stairs in? These foundations could go a bit lower, it's up to you. Be aware that if you have greenery showing through, you can place confetti down underneath the foundations to suppress it. I have a blueprint. I will put a link to the video down below. This is the blueprint, and we are going to snap this in here. You need to take this one out, and I think we can leave the bathroom one in. Now, and this one. Now, if you look at the blueprint, take this out. If you look at the blueprint, you have a snapping point. Unfortunately, the snapping point is not the green foundation on the right, but the one next to it. If we snapped it there, this would be offset by a half. We actually want it here. So what we're going to do is take this foundation here. I'm going to change the colour. And we are going to snap it to this, except we don't want it here. We need to move this foundation to the right by a half. That will compensate for the half offset on the blueprint. Remove these, remove these. I have a cat sniffing my feet. Right. We are going to snap it to that. Now, we need to remove yet another foundation, because if you notice, the foundation on the left is attached to the one with the wood. If I place that blueprint now, the foundation on the left won't flip in, so we need to take this out as well. It's a bit of a pain. But there we go. It's flipped. So we can turn this back to... and we can move it back here. And we can fill in the ones that we took out. And add one for the bathroom again. We do not need the wall. We do need to change these to, I'm going to change them to the cement, because I use the cement for this build. This one can be tricky to select. It's usually easier to select it from the side. Right, I'm not going to add the floors now, but what you can see is, bearing in mind this is going to be a wall here, that's why I've differentiated these foundations, that you have a half and then space for a full one upstairs. So that was what that was for. So we're going to start with some walls, and I'm not double walling the exterior, but because this wall is a party wall with the kitchen and the workshop, I am going to put 2 barn walls. By the way, if you're doing anything like this, when you're building the blueprint, use the barn walls, they work. That will allow us to put wallpaper on both sides. And the same with the bathroom door. The next will all be made using the House of Tomorrow wall. So we have a doorway here and a doorway here. Make sure that they're facing the correct way. I'm going to use these windows here and one here. There is one where the staircase is. Make sure that you don't, because you've got this overlapping foundation, might be better to put those on last so that you get the right position. So the window goes in the middle there. and we will have plain walls here and here. The bathroom is made up of halves with top wall arches on the top. We'll do those in a minute. Because I put windows in the workshop, I put the small windows, so it's all half walls along here. Next, top wall arches. It takes me 3 hours to find anything in this menu. They're supposed to be reordering it. Oh, is that it? Yeah, there we go. We need top wall arches here and here because we've got that sort of roof over this extended part, and top wall arches for the bathroom and for the workshop here because we're going to have slope roof on that part. Next we are going to put some half walls on here. Make sure that they are facing inwards. We don't need to double wall these because I'm going to extend the upper floor over the shed to give it a ceiling, so it doesn't matter if these are the wrong way around. We want 2 more, and I'm going to use windows. We need window. Another window over the kitchen window. These will be roofs. Now, the next part is a little bit complicated to explain. Probably the best thing to do is show you. We're going to put a slant in here. There's a couple of ways to do this. One is to put a full wall and a top wall arch. Then you can attach a slant. Now, the problem with this is we need a top wall arch on top of here, and they will not go on slants, which, to be honest, is, well, the usual. I'm not even going to say it. So, what are we going to do to get around this? Well, what we're going to do, I'm just using the barn set because it's easier. I'm going to put 2 full walls, make sure that they're facing the correct way. I'm going to attach a top wall arch. Then I'm going to add some roofs. I'm adding the green roof. I don't know how the roof of tomorrow interacts. This roof is a bit like the barn set in that it kind of works through everything. Because this is all connected all the way to the ground now with this roof, you should be able to take these walls off. So, to get the slant on, we are going to put a roof here, and the slant should, for some reason I tend to find that these, I'll use the correct one, tend to work better if you do them from the inside, because they're the snapping's a bit iffy. So there we go. Right, next I'm going to add the upper floors. It's easier when you can actually see before you put the roofs on. I'm going to start with a half upper floor, then a full one. We are going to carry on behind here to make a ceiling in the workshop. It does mean that we don't have an internal room with an outside wall because this wall here will be hidden. Another full. Now, you want to make sure, because we're going to be putting the glass top wall arches in, that these floors match here so that you can get a wall on them. So a full one and a full one. If you put halves in, it can mess with wall placement. And then a half on the end here. going to put some roofs in. I always find it complicated at the back. I can't to fill in all the walls, so I find it easier to put the roofs on. I'm going to use the actual House of Tomorrow roof for these. It's not a problem now. And if you put this roof on, this one won't go on. Some of these roofs have a little lip at the end and at the bottom, and it creates a bit of a problem, which is why a lot of the time when I'm building something new and I don't know how it's going to interact, I use the green roof because it behaves. You may not know if you're new to building, but you can put half walls on top of roofs like that. So we don't have to build up under. The only way, you only need to do that if you're double walling. Okay. We need another slant attached to this roof. So let's put a slant on there. And again, they, as I said before, they can be tricky to snap. There it goes. We need a full wall here. Put a roof on here. And we can attach a half again, like so. And then we basically just need roofs over the... Oh, I got those floors the wrong way around. Never mind. When you are working with these illegal staircases, if you make a mistake, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to notice that, only if they look up. It doesn't necessarily look wrong. It's my rationalisation. You cannot remove these upper floors. If you want to remove them, what you would need to do is put a staircase down and a foundation, and then take them all off, starting with this staircase, and then you'd have to do it again. But I mean, it's doable. So we're going to fill in the back, and that is fairly straightforward. It looks fairly straightforward when you have the roofs and the shape of the building on. It can get a bit complicated if you don't remember. So we have our light well. I am going to put a flat glass roof on the top of that, like so. I'm going to just swap these out to the roof of tomorrow. If I can find it. There it is. And the last thing really is just putting the glass porch on. Now you might find that this roof will not go on. I was preemptive. Either flatten this out or just replace it with a green roof, and this roof should go on. I'm trying to work out if these have a direction or not. To remove the wall, just lift it up, remove the wall, put it back down. I used a pillar blueprint to put pillars on. I will put a link down below if you haven't seen this. If you make a mistake and it's not working, it is almost guaranteed, and I absolutely know this every time someone says it doesn't work. When you make the blueprint, you need 2 pillars. So just plonk your pillars on there. Yeah, that is the wrong way around. There we go. I was trying to work out if they had a direction and I couldn't see because of the wall. Probably better the other way, maybe? With the... No, it won't go. Right, that's fine. Whatever. Plonk pillar 1, plonk pillar 2. With a flat roof like this, the pillars will just go through the roof. And then you remove the extra pillar that you don't need. I mean, you can make one pillar by making a blueprint with 2 half pillars. It's completely up to you. And that way you don't need to take the extra one off. Lift this roof up. We need to put glass top wall arches. These can sometimes be tricky. Honestly, I've built this house so many times. Things can be very inconsistent in this game. Yeah, it's being a pain. Try making this a green roof. Or you could try just taking this roof off. Don't know why this one is not going in. That one is sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Do not ask me why. Now hopefully, because we've got the... No, I know what it is. It's this! You can't get... Here we go. This on if there is a wall here. Again, no particular reason. Obviously it's conflicting. It shouldn't, but... So, change that to glass. I mean, you can leave it open, it's completely up to you. It's one of those things that can be inconsistent. It works sometimes properly and other times it doesn't, especially when you're recording a video, because as you know, Murphy, the patron saint of YouTubers. And we are pretty much finished. It is getting dark, so I will quickly go through for the outside porch area. I use this, the haunted tile. I have decided that I'm actually going to list every resource that I use in the more section underneath the videos. I have timestamps and various other things in there. So I'm going to start listing what build sets and wallpapers and floors I used. Close these off. For the whole inside of the house I used this Modern Home wallpaper. I pretty much used it everywhere. Apart from in the kitchen here I used the Cinder blocks wallpaper for that back wall in the kitchen. This is the floor I used in here. Apart from the kitchen, I swapped that out to white floor tile. It's called Vault Tile. And I think I used the Vault Tile in the bathroom as well. So there we have it. It is finished. You can put steps up here if you want. Haven't wallpapered everywhere, but you get the idea. Don't forget all the nooks and crannies. Like up here when you're wallpapering. Oh, and if you want, you can change out the stairs. Now, I didn't know this, but to access the vault stairs, or I didn't know it was a problem for some players, if you don't have this vault stair, which accesses the rest of the vault stairs, you can't change it. Or somebody told me, I don't know, because I have all of them. I put that vault stair in without the railing. It's up to you. I mean, if you don't have these items, then you can't do it. I like the build set. It's very attractive. It's clean. I love the windows. I have a problem with the inconsistency about the white pieces. You only get it in halves, and all of the top wall arches are white. There's no blue option. So if you want to build something like this using other build pieces like the slants, then you're going to, it's going to look a bit weird. I think it does. So I actually prefer it double walled because of that. I think the problem is that when they design these build sets, the people that design them do not play the game. They do not build, or if they do build, they just think we build boxes, which is fine if you want to build a box. I like the sanctuary vibes. Obviously, if you played Fallout 4, we can't actually build a sanctuary house because of, well, you can, but the roof, some of the sort of detailing on the roof you won't be able to get. And also because of the sort of, we don't have half foundations. There are some sort of fudges you would have to make. You'd have to have a corridor, a whole tile wide. It's just, yeah. So it's a fun build. If you like clean modern houses, then it's fairly straightforward if you follow the build order. If you have catwalks, then obviously it's slightly quicker with the offset. I mean, staircase, it's up to you. If you don't want this, don't have it. The only reason I have it is to give you that extra space so that you can get a bed in here. You can put the staircase in a legal position here, but then you don't have a lot of space for the bed. I guess you could put it here, but it's kind of the point of having the light well, really, so it's completely up to you anyway. So, I hope you were able to follow all that. I hope it made sense. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.